Hello, all. Hey, I'm Kerry Lutz, and I did a video about getting scleral lenses, and that was 6 months ago. I wanted to give you an update. A lot has happened. First, let me just state, best decision I made. These scleral lenses are effectively designer contact lenses. They're gas permeable. They're different than regular rigid gas permeable lenses in that when you go to get them fitted, they actually do a scan of your cornea, and the lens is basically created, manufactured in a way to pretty much make up for all the deficiencies of your cornea. In my case, I had RK, radial keratotomy, refractive surgery 30 years ago, and I was suffering from what's called higher order aberration. That's where you see halos, you get glare at night, all these things. I managed to deal with it. I still drive at night. It was no problem, even before the lenses. But I found it was getting harder and harder to get fitted with soft contact lenses. And I really didn't want to go back to wearing glasses. The soft contact lenses would blur, they dry, all because they fit on top of your cornea and they mold to the cornea. So whatever problems you have with your cornea, you would have with soft lenses. And there's this thing called I can't remember the exact name, but conicus or something like that. And that's where your cornea is abnormally shaped and the light gets refracted in a weird way. And from what I understand, the scleral lenses also are ideal for treating that for many people. And so uh, I got these made. I got a set made. My vision instantly 20/20. The best vision I could get with the soft contact lenses was 20/25. With glasses, it was almost 20/20, but not as sharp and clear as this. Literally, I have not seen this well in 30 or yeah, since my 30s. I've not seen like I see now with these lenses. Um, Issues with them, well, they can get a little blurry, they can get fogged up. You're not supposed to sleep with them. Every now and then I do. I fall asleep for an hour or so with them in there. Doesn't seem to be a big deal, but it's not recommended. Um, Initially, when I pull them out, putting them in, you use this inserter, very easy, um, almost as easy as regular contacts. Pulling them out is another story because what happens is these are dome shaped. They fit over your your cornea into the white part of the lens, the sclera, and there's a suction made there. You fill it up with a liquid and a sterile uh, saline solution, and that goes over your eye. And that's why it corrects for any of your corneal deformities or deficiencies, whatever. And so taking them out was hard, but I finally mastered that. Sometimes you drop them, sometimes you lose them, but they're a lot easier to find than a soft lens, that's for sure. They're not disposable, though, by any stretch. My initial set cost $2,000. That was 400 or 600 for to get fitted and 1,400 for the lenses. And I ordered an extra pair, which was a good thing. So the first month and a half, everything's going great. I hold one in my finger in between my thumb and my forefinger, and boom, the thing cracked. It broke. And of course, it's my right eye, which is my dominant eye. So both of the lenses are very, very close. So I talked to the guy, said, hey, can you get me a new one? No problem. $25 deductible. We'll replace it for you. You'll have it in a week. So I said, can I put the other lens, the left lens, in my right eye? And he said, yeah, I don't think there'll be a problem. So I was basically doing monovision. Then I had a few of my soft lenses left, so I'd throw them in the left eye from time to time, and that would enable me to see better. Not ideal, but better. But my lens, my sight with the right lens was so acute, so sharp, that the little bit of help that I got from the left lens, not a problem. I didn't really need it. There's a thing called monovision where you get a contact lens in your dominant eye, corrects it, and then basically your brain puts the two eyes together and kind of filters all this stuff out. So I learned to be very careful handling the lenses. And what was good, before the replacement lens came in, my second pair of lenses came in. So I was able to just use that and not have to worry. So it was 2 or 3 days, but it really was not a big deal. I was able to even drive at night with just one contact lens. I could have used my glasses, and I would have used them had I seen the need for it. So a couple other things that happened. I was in Thailand and I got a vitreous fluid detachment, which ordinarily not a big deal. People my age in this group can get them. I had it in my left eye 2, 3 years ago, detached, no big deal, no effect on your vision, no problem. Did it on my right eye, but there's a couple percent chance of getting a torn retina. There's like a 1% chance of getting a detached retina. I'm in Thailand, it starts detaching, and you know, I'm like, oh man. But I figured, it's just retinal. It's just it's just the fluid detaching. It's no big deal. Well, it detached, and then I'm looking through my eye as I'm walking, and I see like looks like black ink. And I see it once, I think, maybe I got something on my lens. After the second time, I realized my eye was bleeding and I got to do something. Had some friends in Thailand. I was thinking, should I go to Singapore? Should I come back to the US? But then I got to go on an airplane. The pressure, this thing's bleeding. That's not going to be good. Friend says, go to Bangkok Hospital. They're very good. And go to the ophthalmological department. I do that. They were top-notch people, Western trained doctors, and they had all the latest equipment. So I wound up having laser surgery. Now, there was swelling by that retinal tear. Luckily, it wasn't a detachment because that will really affect your vision. But at the tear, there was swelling. So they had to go further around to get it down, and figured they said, you're going to have to probably get this hydraulic procedure where they put air into your eye, inject it in there. It flattens out the retina, but you have to wait a couple of weeks. I go back a week later for a follow-up, and everything's fine. The bleeding stopped, thank goodness. Still have floaters, still have blood floating around the eye. At that point, the ophthalmologist looks at it, says, yeah, you're really lucky. The swelling has gone down. I can go right back in now, go closer to the tear. And basically, what a laser surgery is, it's effectively spot welds your retina to the back of your eye. So they did that. So I literally had laser surgery twice. The sum total of both procedures was about $1,100. Medicare should have paid for it, but I'm just not in the mood to fool around with it. Give them my credit card, boom, done. And I come back to the US. I had it checked out by 2 different eye doctors. They said they did a magnificent job. And now it's 2 months later, and still have some floaters, but your brain filters that out. All the blood that was in the eye has been absorbed, it's dissipated. So a week after I get back, I got a bump on my left eye. So, oh my God, I can't believe this. And I know it's a chalazion. Chalazions different than a sty. A sty will generally be at the tip of your eyelid from a affected ingrown eyelash. That's one cause anyway. Chalazions further up back on your eyelid, and it's effectively a clogged gland where the oil builds up. So I go to the doctor. I think I can't get a break here. Gives me some eye drops and antibiotics, and I take that, and nothing's really happening. In the meantime, I'm go back to the monovision. I'm just wearing my right lens, which is fine. It's working fine. So I looking on the internet, they said apple cider vinegar, old folk remedy. Just rub a little on your eyelid 3, 4 times a day on the outside. Don't get it in your eye because it's acidic acid and it's going to burn like a you know what. And I do that, and 3 days later, chalazian's gone. Now, I don't know if it was going to go away anyway or not, but none of this had anything to do with the scleral lenses. I'm wearing them right at this moment. It's April 22nd, and they're phenomenal. I highly recommend them. They're basically designer contact lenses. Once you get used to putting them in, which is easy, and taking them out, which can be a little harder, requires a little technique. Once you get used to that, after a couple of weeks, man, it's just second nature. Can't wear them quite as long as I could wear the soft contacts. Sometimes if you know you're going to be out late, you could just pop them out during the day for an hour to give your eyes a rest, clean them. The cleaner I'm using is I think it's called Care, um, Clear Care or Care Clear, something like that. It's basically uh, 3% of basically hydrogen peroxide. You put it in a vial. The vial has a platinum oxide pellet at the bottom, which interacts with the peroxide and basically takes all the protein buildup and all the junk off the lenses. When you don't have the time to do that or you don't want to do it, there are other fluids available where you can just take them out and soak them and rub the buildup off. One I use is by Bausch and Lomb called Boston Solution. You should shop around for this. If you're with CVS, get their care card because you get all sorts of discounts. First time I went, the care, Clear Care was $20 there, but I had an $8 coupon, so I got it for $12. Next time I went, there was a $5 coupon. You never know what you're going to come up with there, but I highly recommend that. There are others too that are just as effective. And one thing for traveling, so I'm going to Thailand. I know I'm going to be on airplanes for, 18 hours, and I don't want to fall asleep on it. So I go to the lounge bathroom before I get on the plane, pop them out, put my eyeglasses on, and uh, and then before we're about to land, an hour before, I take the lenses out with my carry-on, throw them into my eyes, and it's perfect. Um, I do recommend, like I brought an extra set with me, so I had both sets of my lenses. If you're going to go, don't check those lenses in. They're too expensive to lose and they're too hard to replace. I couldn't even find a place in Thailand that sold them. I figured I'd get them cheaper. No, it's for now, it's America and maybe Western Europe has them probably, but not in Asia yet. I was telling the ophthalmologist there about them, how good they were, and it was it worked out fine. So none of the eye issues I had, the vitreous fluid detachment or the chalazion had anything to do with the lenses. I'm still sold on them. Uh, the problem, a lot of ophthalmologists and a lot of optometrists don't even know about it. Um, they're hard to fit. You need a special scanner that basically does topography of your cornea, and then you feed that data into the thing that manufactures the lenses, and you come out with custom-made lenses. And they, when they're in my eyes and it's earlier in the day, I don't even feel them. Like I always knew the soft lenses, you forget they're in there, but you know they're in there. These, you don't know they're in there, that they're in your eyes until you get to later on in the day when they start getting a buildup or a little blurry or whatever. But otherwise, they're amazing. I can go 16, sometimes 18 hours a day with these lenses. With the soft lenses, never a problem. Really good things about these lenses, though. If you suffer from dry eye disease or you've got chronic dry eyes, there are drugs out there now like Zydra and Restasis that will really help your dry eyes. I was taking them prior to these lenses, but now when you pour the saline into the lens and then you insert it, your eye is bathed in saline, sterile saline solution for the entire day. So the dry eye disease has gone away. In fact, Some people who need lenses anyway will go for these if they have dry eye disease. Um, so that's basically about it. Highly, highly recommend them. Um, I've got a link to my contact lens fitter, certified contact lens person. He's here in Florida, but you search around, you can find it. Oh, one other thing. The only other thing besides doing an implantable lens, so when you have cataracts, you get these IOLs put in, and the IOLs will correct for everything, stigmatism, everything, nearsightedness, farsightedness, whatever, when they put it in. But if you don't have cataracts, Medicare will not pay for it. In addition, the multifocal lenses are additional, and you have to pay for them, and they could cost you thousands of dollars. There's another implantable lens that they use. It's basically got a pinhole at the front, so it focuses the light to your retina so you don't have the blur. My ophthalmologist offered me that option, but I feel like as long as I can wear the scleral lenses, I don't really want to do that. They're not going to, those implantable lenses will not do anything to fix dry eye disease. And my vision is so good with the scleral lenses, I can't really improve upon it. Initially, I had a little bit of an issue um, with reading. Um, the my contact lens fitter, Bill, said you might need reading glasses. I bought some 1.5s. I was using them, but after a month or two, it seems to have gone away. So not needed at this point. And hey, overall, I'm thrilled. And if you got any questions, need some help with it, um, you got problems affording it, why don't you write me an email, kl@kerrylutz.com. Hey, appreciate you watching, and put your comments down below. If there's anything I can do to help, just let me know. Thanks.